Well, let's kickstart the show with a boom then. And the trail commission is the compensation paid by AMCs to mutual fund distributors for the assistance, advice, and the services they provide to investors as long as the investors stay invested. Now, the Association of Mutual Funds in India, which is AMFI, said that the distributors are permitted to receive trial commissions from asset management companies for asset transfers to them. Apart from this remuneration, it reiterated that mutual funds should refrain from providing any other form of monetary or non-monetary incentive to their distributors for achieving sales targets like foreign trips, gadgets, etc. Now, these commissions must purely be in monetary form and should be disclosed on the AMC website. Now, to discuss more about the impact of this regulation and what it means for the different players involved, we are now being joined by Sanjay Shah, who is the CMD at Prudent Corporate Advisory Services. And Mr. Shah, thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us today. Help us understand AMFI's new circular on the switched AUM trail commissions. Will we see more competition in the distributor space? What's going to be the impact on the commissions expected?
I think let me first of all tell you it was a very long-standing demand of all the mutual fund distributors, because actually if you look at from the investor perspective, investor always has a right to choose his advisor stroke distributor, and there could be many reasons for he is looking for a change. It could be, let's say, advisor's competency is an issue, or let's say advisor has been out of the profession, or investor himself has changed the location, or there is a break in the relationship. Now till date the issue was that if customer moves his assets from one distributor to another distributor, even the new distributor will service the customer, he will not get any remuneration. So I think with this new circular, that entire issue has been now settled. And what AMFI did is that they also tried and capture the check and balances also. So they said that if there is a broker core change initiated by the investor and he's comfortable moving from his assets from one advisor to another advisor, then for the first 6 months of service he's getting from the new distributor, no remuneration or the trail would be given to the new distributor. However, from 7th month onwards, he'll start getting compensation. So I think it's a very good move. Previously, what used to happen that new advisor used to tell customer to change the broker code by way of redemptions and buying. So probably now investor would be in a very better position. Coming to your question about the impact of this on the trail or the remuneration which overall investors are getting. So try and understand that there is no change as far as your TR or expense ratio is concerned, because otherwise also the AMC used to pay trail to an old advisor. Now when the assets will move to new advisor will get the trail which is lower of the rate of old advisor or his advisor, whichever is lower would be given to him. So I don't think there is any change as far as cost structure is concerned. Coming to your question about the unleashing of competition, we believe it's a very, very good move. I'll just give an example. Today, if you look at in the industry, there are a large number of very qualified people who has been working with a very high quality wealth outfit or the bank as a relationship managers for many years. Now, once you are working in this industry for a couple of years, you create very good bandwidth with a lot of customers, and you might have that entrepreneurial spirit of starting your own business. I think this is opening the window for them, because if they're comfortable with few customers who has a very significant AUM, they can definitely decide to start their own business with the help of those customers. Only thing is they have to manage their first 6 months liquidity, because they'll start earning only after 6 months. So all in all, good move. It will create the good competition. I think it will keep the existing advisor always on the toes to remain innovative and continuously take care of investors' interest.
Well, point taken, but you did speak about how the competition is going to be upped now. So talk to us about the impact of this regulation on smaller players, right? So will the smaller players and individual distributors face more problems now that competition is going to go up? More market share gains expected for larger players like yours. So how is this going to work for both of these differently sized advisors?
Overall, I feel the smaller guy may not have huge competition, because smaller guys are very, very comfortably having the relationship with the investors for long. However, if they are not able to upgrade themselves on the product innovation or providing the large product basket, if you are not able to adopt the technology, or there are some advisor deficiency, then definitely they are at the threat. So probably I believe if you are capable enough to take care of customers' requirement, you should not be worried. I believe maximum threat is into a larger wealth outfit where a very quality old RM or the bank RM might start the business by leaving the organization. Coming to the platform like us, who are otherwise also providing the lot of services to the mutual fund distributors for doing their business. So my belief is that with these changes, a lot of player might wanted to align their interest with somebody who is very well established and providing everything which is required from the point of customer. So there are two things: lot of threat or the competition emerging from the bigger entities, and the consolidation of IFAs with the platform like us. So both things will happen.
All right, and we did speak about the regulator side, the advisory side. Let's talk about investors also, right? Because after this regulation, what's going to happen to investors? What are the benefits that are expected from this move for the individual investor and for the industry also? You did speak about some competition, but tell us how this is going to impact the investor in a good way.
I think it's a move keeping in mind the investor interest only, because as an investor, let's say I'm an investor, I should always have a right to choose my advisor stroke distributor. And if I want to move from one place to another place, it should not happen. The new guy who is servicing me doesn't earn anything, right? So if he'll not be compensated, he'll not be able to give me a proper advice. So previously what used to happen, if I want to move my assets from one place to another place, I required to invariably redeem and buy in the another code, and which was creating a lot of tax implication for the investor. Now with this, I think investor has to just say that I'm not comfortable with Mr. X. I want to move to Mr. Y. Just write a letter to RTA or the AMC, and his broker code would be changed. So overall, I think it's a good move. Investor would be always at the beneficially as far as this move is concerned.
Right, and let's talk about some recent regulations that we've also been seeing from AMFI. And AMFI has actions to restrict flows in the small cap funds. This is something that has been buzzing in the market recently. Markets have also been reacting to this rather negatively and adversely, if I may say so. So have the flows come down in a small cap or a mid cap funds? Anything that you're spotting? Any cause of concern over here that you're spotting as of now?
So, to be very, very frank, I think this was something which, fortunately, SEBI has been talking about this, about fraud getting created in the mid and small cap segment. And probably, I think it's an industry echo also that a lot of excessive valuations were visible in some of the pockets. However, if you look at the people who has invested directly into small and mid cap and the carnage which has happened into an individual stock, I'll just give you one example. I was just looking at the data. So I think the probably mid cap and small cap has picked out on 7th of February. So from 7th of February till yesterday, small cap index has fallen by about 9%, while the 27 funds all put together of the industry has fallen on an average by 5.5%. So just wanted to communicate there, the industry is well insulated from the point of view of issues, and probably industry has significant liquidity also. So I think the SEBI has been rightfully talking about controlling this. They have also told AMFI that probably they are talking about doing this stress test, in the sense that if there is a significant redemption which comes into a small cap or a mid cap funds, and if they are required to redeem 25% of the portfolio, 50% of the portfolio, what is the number of days they are required to liquidate? So that stress test data would be now publicly available to investors by 15th of March. Every month that data would be provided. Apart from that, they also say that you provide concentration. What is the percentage of top 10 investors hold in your portfolio? What is the standard deviation? What is the portfolio beta? What is the concentration risk? So I think overall, AMFI, with the help of SEBI, is trying to educate the investors and giving them a lot of risk factor to analyze when they invest into particular category. Coming back to your question about the flows, I can tell you that in last 2-3 months at our counter, we have seen that so understand there are two kind of money which comes into the investment, right? One is the SIP book money, which comes automatically regularly, and another is the lump sum which investor decides and invest. In last 2-3 months, we have seen that in case of lump sum category, small and mid cap allocation has came down. So if I'll just tell you about my number in January, February, out of my lump sum category investment which came, only 10% came into small and mid cap, while 50% came in the multi asset allocation category, dynamic asset allocation category, and the large cap. However, the problem is in the small enter SIP book. Today, if you look at the my SIP book of about 700 crore, almost one third money comes in small and mid cap. It's a better way of investing. I'm not saying that you should not invest in small and mid cap. So that's the best way of investing by way of SIP. But that flow is going to continuously come to the industry. So I'll just give an example. Let us assume today industry has 20,000 crore of SIP book. I am sure at least 5,500 crore must be coming from that SIP book into a small and mid cap. So that flow will continuously going to come. But still, rather than lump sum, it is better to buy in the small and mid cap category through SIP, provided you have a view of at least 7 years, 8 years now at this point of time.
All right, Mr. Shah, that's a very interesting take coming in over there. Thanks so much for joining us today. With that, we'll let you go. And viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break on this edition of The Money Show, but we'll be right back, so you stay tuned.